Hey, welcome back, Mr. Smith Garage. Today is a special day. Well, actually yesterday was the more special day because we got the smog passed. I know I did a little teaser on the last video, but yep, smog is passed. We've got a license plate there, registration, California. I got the first sticker on the window that I installed a couple windows last night. It's moving right along today. Jim, my buddy Jim, Synchro Diesel Jim, is coming over. We're gonna put this thing up on the easels here and install a tent, some rubber, and hopefully get that tent piece up on here today. Super excited. I gotta get rid of this mattress somehow, but I figured I'll just move it back over here. My neighbor gave me this mattress. It's out of their trailer. It's hardly been used, and it fits in here, but I forgot about the cabinetry, so it doesn't, I mean, it fits all the way across if I wanted a full-size mattress. I think it's queen or full or something like that. Anyway, I might just be taking that down to Goodwill and offloading it, unless one of my kids wants it or something. But yeah, having a good morning. So Jim should be over here in a little bit. I will not forget to do some video of our process. Go Westy has a great video out there of putting the tent into an early Vanagon Westfalia. This is an 81, so you can see it's got wood all the way around on the inside. That's for the stapling. I've got the tack strips here. Got a stapler with at least 12 millimeter staples. I've got some screws. I mean, we got it all. So hopefully we'll have everything that we need to get this thing where it needs to be and up on top of there. So I'm gonna start looking for hardware right now while I'm waiting for Jim to show up. All right, so Jim and I are here now. We've got this up on the sawhorses, and I should take a drink of coffee myself too. We got this out. We went to the video on Bus Depot on their Canvas video, and it's actually a video for like a 91. So this is going to be different. So we're using memory from a couple other videos that I watched that have stapled things, but the instructions are pretty clear. And so we've got it laid out. We want to make sure that the bead is what's going to attach to the Vanagon, and then the seam at the top is going to attach to the wood. There's a couple pieces of wood up in the front here that I'm going to have to do some re-laminating to, because it looks like it kind of delaminated. So we can do that after we get it attached. But we marked our center points. Here's a center point here for this front, and then we marked the center point in the back. They were already marked, but we just remarked them. And
double checked.
Yeah, double checked.
Measured
twice. Cut once. And I think we're going to start stapling the back in and see how that goes. And then we'll work our way across the front, at least get the front center stapled in. One of the nice things that they did have in here is they do have a little tiny slice in the stitching. That's your center point, and I just double checked it, and it worked on both the back and the front. It's also tagged 80 to 85, so we know that this is the right tent for it. At least we're going to assume, because they do have a whole story about how no two canvases are alike, and you want to make sure you get the right one for the right bus. So, all right, ready to start doing some stapling, Jim? I think I'm gonna.
Oh, okay, so what I'm proposing is that we put one staple in the center here, one staple in the center there.
Okay.
Okay. Then you bring the corner over, and by the way, we can see. Remember that when we
measured it was a little,
this,
yeah.
It was an inch short.
Okay.
Well, guess what? It's an inch long over here.
Okay. Oh, it is. Okay.
So
yeah.
After we get the two staples, the center there, I would staple one staple in the corner here, one staple in the corner there, and then staple the corners up there.
Okay.
Now you know that the thing is even.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah.
Okay, and
Uh-huh.
then we can go by and do the rest
some
of the
stapling. Okay. All right. Let's. I'm gonna set this camera up
They say that the fabric should come up to the edge here.
on this. On the instructions.
Yeah, it says don't come up over the edge.
Right.
They say come up to the edge. So we're essentially just tacking this thing in here right
Yeah.
now. Okay,
Let's see how my staples work, huh?
so of course they make this little slice sort of at an angle.
Yeah, but it's the tip of the slice. Is at least
Yeah,
when I
tip
did
of
it
the
from the
slice.
seams.
Okay, so lay
So-
one in there.
Okay, watch your finger here.
Okay.
It's a little low. I can bring it up a little bit. Okay, I see.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of a
Yeah.
thing here. Okay.
Okay, so let's get the front now.
And you got it on that.
Yeah. Here, wait, hang on a second. You know, I'm fighting this thing. I don't have to. Which way are you gonna go? That way? Yeah, okay. Looking good, looking good.
So now, should we do one edge each on here, or one corner each?
Yes.
You good?
Yeah, try that. Yeah, I'm gonna hold mine up to the edge, and I'm gonna come back here and hold that up to the edge there, so. Okay, good, good.
Okay.
You know, Rod, this is,
It's gonna be a good.
look, it's a perfect fit.
Perfect. See?
Yeah,
Okay.
so,
Oops. I guess it's this Velcro. Or, okay. So.
yeah, I guess I don't need my finger, but.
No.
But get it in the corner.
I just want to make sure this is up to the top.
Yeah. Yeah, perfect, right there. Okay, good.
This thing's pretty cool. I got this at Ace, but it's carbon fiber. I mean, it's like super light.
It looks like it might have been 3D printed.
Yeah, it could be. I guess it could be. Yeah. But it's nice that it's light because you know, like you get these staplers and they just are they get wearing on you after a while.
Okay.
You want to just go right there?
Yeah. Okay, wow.
And then should we put a couple of staples in before we put the tack strip? You said? You think? Like
Yeah, I would staple it every so far, but look, you can put
put
another
one here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
put one there. Yeah. Okay. Good.
So should we go down the long sides first or do across the middle?
It pretty much doesn't matter.
Okay. What I'll do is I'll just kind of back my way across here. So
Okay.
I'll just, how far apart do you think? Is that good?
Yeah, sure. All right.
Feel like we're halfway done.
Now we have to not quite stuff the plastics in there.
Yeah, I know. Okay. And that one can go here. And these aren't, you know, like, I think I remember when I took them out that I knew that they didn't go all the way from end to end.
Uh-huh.
They go just close to the corners.
Uh-huh. And I don't think that there's any particular spot for them. You just have to sort of bend them around.
Okay, so just to recap what we did there, we did staples about every foot or so, maybe 6 inches to foot, and now it's all in there good. It looks like it fits great. Thanks, Bus Depot. And now we're going to do all the tack strips.
All right, well, let's just find the spot here. You see, you got an inch and a half on this end?
Yeah, about 1.5 inches.
Okay, so
And then we put this right up to the edge as well.
I believe so.
It looked like it was on that picture. It was right up to the edge. See if I'm in the right spot here. How long this strip is. No, that was harder to get through. You got the pliers, right? Let me see if I can.
That looks like a failure.
Yeah, I need to hold it down harder.
Or you have to increase the.
I don't know if this one has a change. So let me try and hold it down harder and see if it. Yeah, it's better. Okay, so I do need to be up a little bit higher. So let me grab that camera. I can keep that one in there, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I just need to make sure that I'm a little higher.
Did you see the spacing now?
Yeah, about every 4 inches, 3 inches?
No, about every inch. Look here. Here. That's
Okay. All right.
okay. So
Oh, I see.
yeah. You're a little bit low.
Yeah.
Yeah, there.
I don't know if this gun's gonna give me enough force, huh?
I don't think so. But I don't know what to tell you. Oh, you got it up.
I might have to have you come behind me and hammer them in. Wonder if I got on another staple. Nope. Maybe let's try a different hand approach.
Okay.
Right-handed. This is really old stuff, you know. That could be it too. It's really hard. I don't know where I looked for this everywhere. I couldn't figure out where to find this kind of a thing. Tack strip, I guess, is what it's called.
Well, there is another way to tackle this, and I'll just throw it out to you as an idea. But you could pre-drill this and use screws.
Yeah.
But I would pre-drill it. I wouldn't.
Yeah. Try to screw into that wood.
How about looking at something like a flooring place or something? And don't do this one. Do one on the side over here.
Okay.
See if this is quite different. Yeah. I don't know which way you want to work from. But
Since we're down here.
we got plenty of room on this end.
Okay.
We got about 1.5 inches at least.
Same here.
Okay. So it's this thing.
It could be that this thing is so light that I can't get enough weight behind it.
I don't know, brother.
You know?
I think that you need. And you're sure that we can't find something like this at Home Depot or something?
I just looked up Home Depot and nothing. I mean, you know, it might not be called Tack Strip, I guess, but... Well, you know, there's always a stopping point, right? Okay, after collecting a few items, we are back. What I did is I went to a couple places looking for Tack Strip. Could not find anything, so I found this at Home Depot. It's like $4 a foot. It's a pretty thick rubber. I've used it before for some of the things in the engine, like to cover some holes. And what I did is I just cut the strips the same width as these, and I think it'll work just fine. I did a little test right here. Also, I'm gluing or re-laminating some of this back together. That was coming apart. I think the staples are going to hold in there just fine. So we're going to start down on this end. Take one of these strips and staple it in here. And we'll just be careful what we're doing. Okay. Here's the whole back there. About an inch apart on all those. Looks good. See, and then when we bring this up, all you see is the tent. Okay. We're gonna go on and do the rest of these, and then we'll get back to the front. Hopefully that's done drying by the time I get up there. All right, so we are moving along with our newly found pieces of Tack Strip. Looking good. Again, all along here, got it all along here, and seems like it's going in just fine. I did notice that this seems to be pulling away from the fiberglass in a couple of spots. You can actually see it's loose over here. So I'm probably going to be pushing some glue down in here and then putting some weight on this and letting it sit for a day. Some kind of epoxy, because I don't know how well glue will hold between the wood and the, you can see that's where it's kind of gone down right there. Might be able to get underneath here too and put some epoxy down in there. Just want to make sure it sticks really good in there. It's not going to fall apart. I do have, like, so in the back, these guys go on there, and looks like they go in right about here. And so I was going to say that this kind of rests on there, I think. When it's, let's see. Oh, this is, let's say passenger side. Yeah, this is passenger side. So you can see when it's down, it rests on the wood there, but when it's, oh, it looks like it rests on there the whole time. Oh, that's great, because that gives us some support, especially on this side. But I'm still going to put some epoxy in there, and that way there's all my hardware. Okay, so just have the front to do now on this, and this is my strip for the front, right there. The staple gun's been doing really well. Pretty happy about it, and it is going in through here just fine. No problems at all. A couple times. I noticed that back was loose back over there when I was tapping in a couple of these staples. Just looked like it was a little loose. Just don't want these staples to hang out and snag the tent anywhere, so that's why I'm kind of just making sure that it's all in there. So, doing well. Good job. And that glue looks like it's almost set up. Right in there. I think I'm going to leave that for a little bit and work on something else. Okay, kind of interesting. These were galvanized, but they still had rust on them, and so I cleaned the rust up and then just painted them with some satin black paint. They go here. These were actually had some kind of a white goo on them, but I'm going to use just some clear epoxy to kind of seal this up. So we're just going to put this a little bit around here. All right, and some of it over the middle where the bolt comes up through the threads. And then we're going to see how that goes in. There we go. Okay, let's tighten those up. Okay, and then we'll just put that silicone down around those threads. And there we have it. That is in there. Time to do the other three. All right, I think I'm finished with what I'm doing tonight. We'll work on this again tomorrow evening. Got that part on. I think I'm gonna get some different hardware. I kind of liked this stuff. I'm just concerned about the carriage piece on there, on some of it. I don't think it's going to be a problem here because it's loose enough. But when I went to this one seemed a lot tighter. So I think I'm going to look for some different hardware for this. Maybe just something flat that's not a carriage. But I want to get stainless. And I think tomorrow I might work on the tail end and get that painted. So then I can work on the tailgate or the rear hatch and get my license plate hooked up. And maybe even the bumper. I've got a bumper in there. There's a little bit of body work I got to pound out here. But yeah, I think, moving along as quickly as I can so that we can maybe get this thing down to, who knows, we'll try for burning van first, and then if we can, maybe we hit buses by the bridge. We'll see if that works. I don't know. All right, thanks for joining, and we'll see you again tomorrow. All right, we took the glue off of here, so I got this all snapped in. I forgot that I had missed a couple here because of the clamps were in my way. But we'll just finish this side off here. See here. Good. All right. So we've got this all stapled up and good to go. I think I mentioned I realized that the carriage bolts that I had, that with that square, that I just don't like the way that it fits. So I'm waiting on some hardware. I should get the hardware maybe by next week, early next week. Shouldn't take too long, but we've got a lot of stuff to do in between. I'm going to put some kind of an epoxy down in that corner on the wood to the fiberglass underneath it, because there's a little bit of a separation. I think I showed this before, but I just can't remember. A different day. So I want to put something down there, get some weight on this, so that it's not completely loose there. What else am I working on? Anybody need a mattress, full-size mattress? Fits in the back of the van again, but not with any cabinetry, so I might use it actually if I go to Buses by the Bridge. We'll see if I make it down there or not. Okay, anyway, look at that. Missing a door. Here's the door that came off of that side. And I'm just going to show you what we're going to be putting on. So here's my back deck lid. There's the side door. There's the passenger door, driver's door. A little bit of damage on there, but this is a complete door from that donor vehicle. Actually has some good rubber on it. I am getting rubber in the mail, but it's nice to have this door rubber already there. I definitely need to work on this panel, and then I've got new window sills. I have new front quarter windows, but I think I'm just going to throw this on there, so at least I've got something on the vehicle. And it's got door handles. It is heavy, so I have to do some lifting and carry it in. We'll do that. Let's see. I think I'm going to get that passenger door on. Actually, I'm just going to carry it in here. I did want to clean this up around here. So I need to take it out and do some sanding, spraying this section here. We'll use the same green just to get some good coverage. And I got this bumper off of the white one when I replaced it with the bumper that was originally on this one, because I don't know if you remember, but we had that down the street, the white one rolling down the street with the brake on, locked and everything. Took a little corner hit there, and so I put the bumper that came off of this van originally that was in the shed on it, and so this is the bumper that I have left. Okay, so got quite a bit done this evening in the sun, which was kind of nice. Got this side painted, this all done here, painted. Found a lot of body filler back here. Obviously had some kind of a crunch here. I'm gonna say here. There was a bunch here that I took all the way down. There's some in here, a lot there. I didn't take it all the way down, but you can see the crack there. Yeah, obviously got into some little mess there. Got the back done here all the way around, so put that deck lid on and work on the deck lid. Let's see. Oh yeah, there's a license plate bracket. There's my bumpers. It's gonna cost like $400 or $500 to get them powder coated black. I might just look at getting a bumper from Burley or somewhere. If I'm gonna pay that much, I might as well have a bumper that I can put a hitch on. So what I might try and do is look up online, see how to paint over chrome, without it flaking. So I can at least paint that front bumper black, and then we can just go with black for now until I decide what I'm going to do with bumper. So really, all we got to do is the bottom half of this side and then the front frame there to get that all painted and done. And then we'll work on doors. 1, 2, 3, 4 doors to get working on this thing. And I am waiting on some hardware. I think I mentioned that in an earlier video. Waiting on a little bit of hardware to be able to put this top on. Top can go on, and then we can buckle it down. Top's looking good. The tent's all installed. Just needs to go on top with all this galvanized hardware stuff. Just getting some new 6mm bolts for the outside. Everywhere that there's something outside, I want to put those 6mm 6x1x25, I think is what I ordered on Amazon. So that should be here in a couple days. And but until then, we'll get you guys going with this video. Still a lot to work on this vehicle, but every day getting a little bit closer to being done. So I don't remember, I still have this to work on. Gotta finish welding that up and put some seam sealer on it, make sure it gets painted so it's protected. Alright, once again, thanks for subscribing, and those of you that aren't subscribed, subscribe now. You're part of the beginnings of this channel. Although I've had this channel for a couple of years, you'll see I've worked on quite a few things. Sea-Doos, I got the Porsche 944, and air-cooled Vanagons is kind of the thing right now. So maybe a carbon Ghia in our near future, convertible carbon Ghia. If that happens, we might be selling the Porsche, because that would be cool. Get a carbon Ghia. Although I love driving the Porsche. Oh, it is so cool. Anyway, hey, thanks for watching. Give me some comments on what you think about how this is going. If you think I'm going about this right, getting it on roadworthy so I can actually start driving it before going through the whole process of getting it custom painted. Yeah, I think I want to drive it. So, well, we're getting the alignment done next week, and that'll be great, because I can make sure I get all the suspension done correctly. So, all right, we'll talk to you next time.